Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tyler Delcato. I just want to let you guys know I'm extremely sorry for the past few months of not posting. I'm going to get back on the wagon here and post as much as I can. Poker has been going absolutely amazing, but with my real job at my family's restaurant, we've been really busy, so I've been having to work a little bit more. But right now, we're back to our schedule of having weekends off for poker, and we're going to be vlogging as much as we can. We have been playing a few tournaments recently. I don't really like to record tournaments because I really want to pay attention and get as many edges on the people around me that I can get. And it's been working out. I think in the last 10 tournaments I've played, I've cashed 3 of them. 2 of them were very deep runs. One of them was at the World Series of Poker, 321 place, 21st place in the Colossus. Not that bad. You know, 321 doesn't seem that low, but there's 9,500 entries in the tournament. 321 is pretty good. I wish I could have hit a few more pay ladders, but hey, I'm not going to complain. For my first WSOP cash, it really did boost my confidence, I think. And then just local tournaments I've been playing here in Arizona, they've been kind of juicy. One of them was with the Poker Face Ash meetup, I think it was, and it wasn't an actual meetup game. They just put her name on a tournament, and 116 people showed up, and I ended up getting to the final table. And when we got down to 4 people, we chopped it up for 2,900. Yeah, it was a great tournament. The following week, the tournament wasn't as good. She wasn't there, I don't think, and then a lot of people didn't show up, but 56, I think. 56 or 52 people still showed up, and I ended up busting about 12 away from the money, which sucks, but, you know, you can't win them all. But like I said, tournaments are hard. We're going to play some cash games today. No limit Holdem is a thing in Arizona now, so we are going to be playing some no limit Holdem at the beautiful Gila River Lone Butte, and not hotel, but there is a casino, which is so crazy. They moved their they moved their poker room from Wild Horse Pass Casino, which has a beautiful hotel, and they're rebuilding the pool, and it has a shopping mall right across the street, to the Lone Butte, which is literally in the middle of nowhere off of highway. But the poker room's really nice now. I can't complain that much. I don't drink, which is a plus of not having a hotel, I guess, but I did like to have little staycations with my wife while I was playing poker. Not saying that's impossible anymore. Oh my God, the FedEx guy is here. No, the Postal Service. Am I getting my package? I'm getting my package. I want to show you guys this. If this is my package, I want to show you guys this. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, one day late. There's Kaylee. The Celtics jersey came. I think it's pretty cool. I ordered it. Peace out. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So I am driving on the way to the casino, probably going to be looking at the road if that's okay. So talking to you guys from a side angle here. I have money on the Los Angeles Rams and the Chiefs to both win on the same card. So I hope that happens. As of right now, it is 17-10 Rams against the Buccaneers. One thing I forgot is that during football, there is splash pots at my local casino, which is good for the game. You know, like there's $100 for every touchdown on like however many tables they give it to. But the problem with that is that I should have been there about 3 hours ago to play, and I didn't do that. So that means that I've got to hightail myself to the casino. I was going to stop and get some food, but I'll have to try to eat there. I'm going to hightail it over to the casino and try to get in on the wait list because I don't want it to get too long before I sign up, or else I will be bored out of my mind. Okay, pulling up to Lone Butte. I think the score of the football game is 20-3 Rams. It was not 20-7. I said 17-7, but it was actually 17-3. So now it's 20-3, and I believe they have the ball on like the 6-yard line. So let's just call it 27-3. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll blow a lead, but who knows? So the first bet's looking pretty good. I'm going to hit in there, get on the list, play some cards. Alrighty guys, as we jump into this session, we are playing 2-3 no limit here in Arizona now. It is at the Lone Butte Casino. I open up the action. First hand I play King Jack offsuit to $20 over one limper. I think that can be perceived as a little larger for a 2-3 game opening size, but the game was playing pretty passive and I just wanted to take down the dead limps and stuff like that. But we still get 3 callers and we're headed off to a flop. And for the first flop of the night, it looks pretty juicy. Ace, Queen 10, 2 hearts. We're really loving life right now. First hand, we raise it up, get called by 3 people, and we flop the nuts. I go for a little more than half pot bet sizing here because I feel like if someone has a flush draw, they're never folding anyways. And if someone has something like a pair and a gut shot, they might not be folding as well. I really hope someone has something like ace 10 or queen 10, but given the action pre-flop, they probably don't have any good suited combinations of that. And I have the jack of hearts in my hand, so it eliminates a few combo draws as well. Everyone folds, unfortunately, but we take down a nice pot here to start the night off, and hopefully things keep going well. A thing to note that No Limit is actually kind of new to Arizona, obviously. It's only been around for about a month and a half, 2 months. I really don't think that many people have adjusted to it, though. I see many people in the 1-2 game, when someone makes it like $75, they only raise to 175 and they haven't really been sizing up at all, which is actually really good for me because I can size up and exploit them for them thinking that I can only bet $100 still. In the very next hand, we look at down at ace 10 offsuit, and there is a straddle with 2 limpers. I make it $20. I think this is where I misplay this hand. I think I didn't notice the straddle, and I thought maybe it was an open. But still, if there's 2 limpers, I should make it well more than $20 here. Needless to say, though, I need to be making it bigger here in these multi-way pots, especially when there's plenty of limpers in the middle. We go to a flop of Jack 9 deuce 3 ways, and I don't think that I can really continue on this card. I have one backdoor draw, well technically 2 at the bottom end of the straight being a backdoor as well. I just don't think that it's worth continuing into 3 people. And good thing I thought that because the early position guy bets $50 and we had to fold. In the next hand, I have ace 9 offsuit. I don't think that this is necessarily the best play in the world either. But when there's multiple limps to me of a early position small raise, and I'm getting a really good price on the button here. It looks like I'm in the small blind, but I'm actually on the button. I'm going to call with my ace 9 and look to maneuver post flop. The flop comes out pretty good for our hand. Ace 8 deuce. We would also have most of the, I suppose all the limpers would have most of the sets here other than pocket aces, obviously. And then we'd have a lot of ace deuce and ace 8 as well, obviously, since we have 8-9 in our hand. So we have a pretty good hand here. I don't think I would play many more hands that are this strong this weekly. So we end up having to call a $10 continuation bet from the early position player. The cutoff also calls in front of me, so I'm getting a really good price still to continue. The turn is a king of hearts, bringing in a backdoor flush draw. We do block hearts, not that that's a good thing because we want them to be betting with flush draws here. Early position bets 45, and I believe that the cutoff gets out of the way here. And we're probably just going to stick around here. If we are going to play this hand, we're not going to play it so passively and then end up folding. We've completely under-repped having a pair of aces. And the river's pretty good. It's another king of diamonds, completely a brick in my opinion, unless he has something like king, queen, and absolutely goes runner on our foreheads. But that's not the case. We check. He doesn't want to show, so I just show, and we win versus an unknown hand. I think that I played it okay. I think maybe I could put in a raise on the turn there when the king comes because he should have a lot of king x hands that are just c-betting the flop. But then obviously when he does have a king x hand and then hits trips there on the river, it would have sucked for us. So I don't think of poker like that, though. I think that raising the turn would have been pretty okay, like protect my equity against a smaller ace, and also charge them the max to try to draw to their little 2-pair. In the very next hand, we have a pretty good looking hand, ace-jack offsuit. I double check it to make sure it's not aces, I guess. I wanted to change the aces. There's one limper, and I just make it 15 in the hijack, and I think that ace-jack is a lot too strong to be folding in late position. I can consider folding it under the gun in like a super nitty game where I know that I'm only going to get value owned and people are like flat calling with ace queen suited, which a lot of low stakes games are like that, and they just get you into a ton of trouble when you raise up your ace 5 of diamonds and someone flat calls you with ace king of spades. It's actually horrible. But we face a min click from the big blind, and if the limper doesn't call, I think I'm just folding here, but since the limper calls as well, I am going to be calling. We flop decent, no immediate draws here, but we have everything coming in the back door here. We have the nut diamond draw back door. We have two nut straight draws back door because I don't think anyone should have 6-7 in this situation unless specifically it's 6-7 of diamonds. So any running straight card should give us the virtual nuts to at least a chop here. Maybe the big blind has an ace as well of some sort. He leads for $60 and the guy to my right is just tanking forever. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see any more cards in this hand. The low jack raises to 160. The big blind snap jams all in after I fold, and he has pocket aces and wins a huge pot. So things aren't going too bad right now, but they could definitely be going a lot better. We're sitting at about a $500 stack here when we're, getting into the game. I think we're playing pretty good. We get one jack, which is pretty nice. And we look down at the other card. Boom, it's another jack. We have pocket jiggities, dos hermanos, and we're definitely looking to put a little bit more money in this pot when it gets to us. Under the gun raises to 12, and then the guy you can see in the camera here is in +1 position, and he makes the call. A couple of mucks over to me, and I bump it up to $50 here. I'm totally okay with just winning the $24 plus the blinds. I don't think that's a failure at all. You don't want to see all 5 cards with jacks all the time, especially when people will have a lot of overcards. So if I can get people to even fold, 2 overs here like king, queen, or anything like that, I think it's a huge win because I'm blowing them off of the equity there when it's about 45%. We win the pot, which is really nice, so I can't complain at all. It would have been nice to get one caller and then see a jack high flop or something like that, but we'll have to try again later. Speaking of, we have pocket jacks again. Almost, I believe it's one hand later. I'm in middle position. I raised it up to $15. I've noticed that the raise sizes can be a little bit bigger in these games because people are really just calling no matter what you make it. I've made it 25 before in a straddled pot, and people just still call. The flop's pretty good for our hand. We have a backdoor straight draw. We have only one overcard out there, so we just bet $20 to protect from other random overcards and flush draws and charge them to draw to their hand. Everyone folds though, so that's good. We pick up another nice little juicer pot, if I must say. It helps the session go well. It helps beat the rake when you pick up all these little pots after raising 20 and getting some callers. This next hand could probably be folded under the gun, but this game is so passive, so I decided to just take the lead in the hand. We raise it up to 15 with 9-8. We get a couple calls, but OMC takes it away with a $50 bet. Shout out to Jamin Burton, one of my favorite poker vloggers. I only have about 5-6 vloggers that I watch. Maybe a little bit more when I see them randomly on my YouTube phase. But, this hand never misses, so we're going to have to play it. 5-3 of hearts here. We limp in after someone straddles, and the straddle raises to 25. We're going to have to unfortunately check fold, though. I don't think Jamin knew this, but I guess it only doesn't miss for him. Rest in peace, my $25, which, okay, we'll get him next time with the 5-3. My favorite hand, pocket threes, up next. I don't know why pocket three is my favorite hand. Probably just because I'm a huge Larry Bird fan, but middle position opens to 15. There's 2 callers. I'm in the big blind with, obviously, pocket threes here. We're going to be making the call here because we're pretty deep. The flop is queen 6-5, and everyone ends up checking this one around. The turn is another 6, so I think that it's pretty good that we end up taking the lead here in the hand. If no one has a 5-6 or a queen, they might just fold. And we could also get some value from like a straight draw or like a flush draw. So we make it 20. One guy calls. He's a pretty nice guy. I end up playing a big pot with him later in the day. The river pairs the board again, counterfeiting my hand, but I do play that queen that's on the board. So it goes check, check, and we end up chopping with 6-7 of diamonds, I believe. So he definitely could have won that hand if he raised on the turn, I think, or if he bet the river. Although I am a station, so I may have just called with the queen high on the board and hope for a chop. So you never know, I guess. The next hand, we look at the beautiful king queen of spades, one of the best looking hands in poker, royalty at its finest. We're going to end up 3-betting to 55 here after there's an early position 10 and I believe a caller in between. We go to a flop, heads up with a small blind, and it comes out 10 high, and unfortunately for us, our villain just pretty quickly snap jams all in. It's only $110, so I am getting a pretty good price here. It's $110 to win $232. I only have to win the hand about maybe a third of the time for it to be profitable, and I think that my 2 overs probably fare pretty well against that. What screams to me is maybe something like pocket jacks, but I'll never know what he had, and that's fine. I don't mind not knowing, but I assume maybe my king-queen lost a lot of equity there because, the guy just forces me to fold, obviously. In the next hand, I have a pretty mediocre hand here, king 4 of diamonds, but there's an action player to my left that I didn't know was an action player before, but this guy is raising and calling almost every single hand to this point in the session. He makes it $20 under the gun. There's 2 callers in between, so I have to call here with a suited king, see if I can flop a flush, flop 2 pair, something like that. We end up flopping 2 pair, not the 2 pair we wanted, but king 6-6, rainbow. I check under the gun, bets 25. The low jack calls, so I'm going to call here too, getting a great price here to see if my king is any good. I think that the guy could have a lot of weird hands, obviously, and you'll see what he has after, so you'll see that I'm pretty justified in my call here with the live read going around. The turn is quickly checked around. The river gives me another pair, but it doesn't matter. The villain bets 50. The low jack tanks for a while, but then he ends up folding. I call and win against queen 10 of diamonds. So I wish there was a few diamonds out there on the board. We ended up winning a big pot if there was, but we still end up winning a pretty sizable pot here with a hand that we probably shouldn't have played anyways. All right, guys, on to the hand of the night. We're skipping all the way to the flop here. We have ace-queen offsuit. There's a $6 straddle. Under the go one here ends up bumping it up to $25. I'm in the small blind, and I have no idea why I don't 3-bet here, but we don't nevertheless, and we're going 3 ways to a flop because the action player in the big blind stays in as well, which is kind of what I wanted. He's the guy that bluffed into me with the queen 10 suited from the last hand, and I really want to keep him in the hand with most of his holdings here because none of them are going to be better than ace-queen, except for if he has something like ace-4, ace-7 suited. The turn is a quick check. I turn top 2 pair, and I think I just check it over to try to see if he's going to fire again. Unfortunately, he checks as soon as I say the word check. The river's the 4 diamonds. It's a complete blank in my mind. I'm going to go ahead and value bet $50 here, and he snap all ins for 305 more. As I'm sitting to myself thinking, I don't think there's very many better hands that I'm playing this way that I make it to here on the river. Maybe pocket 4s. Pocket 7s, ace 4 suited, and 7 4 suited might be the only hands I ever play in this manner that are better than the hand that I have right now. I never play ace king like this. I don't think I ever play pocket queens or pocket aces like this. I would definitely be raising pre-flop with all 3 of those holdings. And the guy just bluffed me in the hand before, so it's really a decision whether I think that he can be tilting off his entire stack here because I just picked off his bluff in the very previous hand. I do have ace-queen. There is an ace and a queen on the board. There's 7-4-4 additional to the ace-queen on the board, and I just don't see how he can hit anything like that. I kind of show him my cards here. He is sitting directly to my left, and he just seems so comfortable. Again, in hindsight is always 20/20, but I do feel like maybe sometimes I should be finding a fold here, even against a tricky opponent that likes to bluff. Again, the guy is on super monkey tilt, though, and he ends up showing me the 8-4 offsuit. So really unfortunate for me that I can't fold there on the river, and I would still have about $400 in my stack and be winning on the session. But this just absolutely tilts me, and you see what happens next year. I end up getting ace-9 suited in the middle position. There's an under the gun raise to 13 or 15, and there's like 2 callers. So I'm just all in with the ace-9 here for $155, I believe. And we see a pretty decent turn card here with 2 diamonds, but nothing comes on the river. And we end up going bust here for the $300 we bought in for. Pretty unfortunate.
Well, guys, back. Ladies and gentlemen, into the game for 300, out for 0. A very unfortunate turn of events in the last couple of hands. I don't think I can get away from that ace-queen spot, even though I know the guy is not good enough to bluff me, but I just know I can't get away from that, because if I'm ever folding ace-queen there, it's like super duper bad. I feel like it's at the very tip top of my range. I don't think I'm playing any better hands other than pocket 7s the same way. The only better hand I'm playing is pocket 7s, and that's it. I guess pocket 4s too, but obviously I can't have pocket 4s when he has a 4. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. By the way, my sports bet, the Buccaneers almost came back on the Rams, but the Rams held on, and then right at the last minute of the Chiefs game, there was like 25 points scored in 1 minute. They lost the lead, took the lead, lost the lead, tied it up, and then won in overtime with a touchdown from Mahomes to Kelsey. So I won that sports bet, which is nice. It wasn't too big, but it helps the little loss today when I win a sports bet. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching again. Comment who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. I got a weird feeling about the Bengals. I don't know if I said that earlier. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs, but I think they're really good. And if they win, they're probably going to win the Super Bowl. Definitely, it seems like it's going to be an AFC year for sure. I could see the Rams winning just because they're going to have home field advantage if they make it to the Super Bowl. So maybe the Rams. I think the 49ers, they're playing great, playing out of their minds. I think they're getting absolutely smashed next week, though. I don't think Stafford and Cup are going to give, and Donald are going to give any space up. So we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Gamble responsibly. Later.